So it seems like you can't really wake up in the morning anymore without a VentureX nerf, so to speak. A little bit of a nerf on the VentureX card this morning. I woke up, I saw some people in Discord talking about it, and I figured let's make it a live stream, shall we? And even though you can tell by the title, it is a small nerf, but it's still one that a lot of people are upset about. I'll just say there's some people I see out in the world, and we're going to look at it in a second, they're like upset about it. So let's actually talk about exactly what's happening here, which is this email some people have been getting, or at least in their travel in the policy for Capital One. You can see right here in this Reddit thread, if we zoom in a little bit, they're mentioning a couple of changes here. Now, one we saw many months ago. I forgot when we actually got this news. Maybe was it 6+ months ago, maybe a year ago now. But essentially, the original Venture card, Business Spark Miles card, effective January 1st, so just a week or so away. Those cards are no longer getting access to the Capital One Lounge or Plaza Premium lounges. But if you go a little bit further, I wonder, could I? Oh, geez, it's a little bit too zoomed in. Let me make sure we're good here. A little bit too zoomed in, but they mention here as of March 1st, 2025, VentureX and VentureX business card holders no longer have complimentary access to airport lounges. Can I zoom out a little bit here? Okay. No longer have access to airport lounges in the Plaza Premium Group network. Most of those, they do note though at the bottom here, most of those lounges can now be accessed through your Priority Pass membership. So it's one of those things that's like, yeah, I mean, a lot of people found value in it. I mean, me specifically, I've never used these lounges, but I just knew that on the VentureX card, considering I'm on Calby's AU, I knew that I was going to be covered like abroad. Like I noticed a lot of these Plaza Premium lounges are abroad, not necessarily in the United States. So it's definitely one that I was reading through the Reddit thread, and it seems like either some people say it's a nothing burger, nobody really cares, and like this person says it's minor, not big a deal. Most likely a cost-cutting measure through Priority Pass and whatnot, and they just say, for the most part, it's not too big of a deal, for a lot of people who are traveling here domestically. However, if you go a little bit further down, you can see some people saying like, what a bummer. Some of them had the really nicest lounges, they really loved it, and and what did they say here? This news plus having Chase Sapphire Lounge open at home airport, losing Priority Pass there, Zetching me the CSR. A lot of people say that's a bummer, and I just keep seeing that over and over and over. And then now I'm seeing more conversations like this. So what credit card are we going to get, Plaza Premium lounges with? This was the best that they've seen. And this guy says the AMX Platinum card, which is true. The Platinum card now, obviously has access to like the largest swath of lounges on any credit card really, and Plaza Premium being one of them. So I think a lot of people are just looking at this news like, can I just wake up? Can I just have a day where something does not happen, or there's nothing effective, a certain month in the year that something's going to be taken away from me. So I kind of wanted to do this live and just talk to you guys watching. I'll come to the chat in a second, but get your thoughts on this. You guys are well more traveled. You guys know the power of some of these lounge networks. What do you guys think about these changes here? Do you think it's really a nothing burger like most people say? They don't really care, and that Priority Pass foots the bill for everything else that that you would need out in your traveling escapades? Or is the removal of Plaza Premium by March 1st, 2025 actually spell out some more doom and gloom for the Venture X? And I think on top of that, I think a lot of people, I think I saw it in this Reddit thread, but I'm not sure if I could find it really quickly right now. But I remember some people saying like, oh, this is just more, it's just going to keep happening more and more, as time goes on, the Venture X is just going to continue taking away more and more things. And I just thought this was fairly interesting nonetheless. So I wonder what you guys are saying out there in the StreamYard world. Let's see. Yeah. Let me see what you guys are saying. Chaz Money Minutes is here. What's going on? Davos, Mike Newland, good evening. How's it going? Xavier says, not my Venture X. That's right. Interesting. Noah's here. Hey, Anthony. Matt Clausen, howdy. The Plaza Premium doesn't feel like a nerf. See, that's what I'm asking. How come some people say it's a nerf, and then how come some people say it's not a nerf, and then why do some people say it's a small nerf? Like that's why I titled it as a small nerf. It seems like a lot of people see, like James V here, oh no, I travel to Asia for a month every year. So that actually was interesting, because before I went on, I was looking at Plaza Premium. I've literally never really went on the website before, so I realized if you hit find destinations, I noticed like, wow. Yeah. I mean, if we're talking about Asia, but I guess this is more specifically Taiwan, Macau, Hong Kong, and then mainland China. I mean, Lord, there is an insane amount of Plaza Premium lounges in all of these different cities. I mean, all the way from Guangzhou, all the way down in the south, fairly up north in Beijing. So many different provinces and cities here in China. So definitely, if you're a guy, if you're somebody trying to travel to China, I mean, this is seems to be pretty interesting. Unless this is, what does that mean? Oh, a railway lounge. Oh, pretty interesting too in Hangzhou. Interesting. I was looking in the Americas. I guess in all of North America, it seems like there's some in some of these cities. I see a lot of our folks going and traveling to United States, just DFW, MCL. Again, I've yet to really go to any of these. I probably passed them a couple of times in MCO, but never actually went in. Europe, it seems to have a good amount here, which is pretty interesting. Oh, Rome, interesting. That would have been good to know. Asia Pacific, huh? So I guess an interesting amount in Japan, Philippines, Thailand, Singapore. Oh wow. So yeah, a lot of these Asian countries, as you just mentioned, so I would say, at least for these folks, I mean, does that not seem like a nerf here? Does that not seem like at least something that's been taken away? So I don't see. So Matt Clausen says that doesn't feel like a nerf. So if you're taking away something from a card, I don't know what else you would consider that. Is that a positive? Oh, is it positive that they're taking that away? That's what I'm wondering. I want to see here. And Magnus says, how many in China are covered by priority pass? That's a good question. That's a good question. That's why I'm asking you guys. Definitely. I want to hear what's the deal here. Chad says, yeah, Plaza Premium lounges are nice abroad. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm seeing. Pretty interesting. Kevin says that is a butt ton of lounges. And Matt says, like, they may be nice abroad, but if there's 90% plus coverage, who cares? So you're saying 90% coverage of priority pass lounges versus, maybe this one-off Plaza Premium, something like that. So that's pretty interesting. So please keep giving me your insights on this. I just thought it was pretty interesting. Noah says yes for most, but for some that aren't part of Priority Pass, so those can't be used without the Platinum card, the AMX Platinum card. So that's interesting. Yeah, for sure. Hmm. Hmm. And yeah, James Z. Oh, what's going on? What's going on, Rod? How's everything, man? Listen, you got to join from this account and the investing account, right? Filmo, wow, Filmo, what are you doing? Yeah, you really should be asleep. What are you doing here? You you're not supposed to be. I'm not. You're not supposed to be a part of these shenanigans at midnight. There's no reason for this. But we just finished dinner, and I don't know. She's working, so I was like, maybe we'll just go live with a little bit of news, that's happening here, and get the thoughts of the community. Killian, what's going on? Hello. Colby, what are we losing now? I know. I mean, let me see. If there's nobody else down here, what's the change in the VentureX? Yes, as Macklin said, VentureX is losing access to Plaza Premium lounges. So let's see. D Green, he's got some insight here. Most Plaza Premium lounges are part of Priority Pass now, so this isn't a huge deal. Okay, good to know. Priority Pass members have access to over 60 Plaza Premium lounges as part of their membership. Okay, and I guess from my research, it shows. I don't know if it says it here. Does it say it here? Or no, it says it. I think it says it on. No, it doesn't say it here. I saw it somewhere, but I guess I think I read somewhere that there's 150 Plaza Premium lounges, so that would mean about 90 of them are likely not covered. So that's interesting. Yeah. So I would imagine for a lot of people it's not a huge deal. It's tough to say. It's tough to say. Um, so that's pretty interesting. So let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, so I guess that means a lot of people who really found value in those lounges, like anybody, like I would imagine. I remember actually going through what was it? I think it was through MasterCard. I remember talking to some of the guys on there and like through the concierge service, and because they have something called like Dragon Pass, and that one apparently had a lot of different similarities to I think Plaza Premium, specifically like mainland China, and having a lot of lounges there. So it almost seems like Plaza Premium, with the amount that's like we saw, the amount that's actually in mainland is actually like insanely substantial. So like I wonder if one of the, like, if Priority Pass does not fully cover like this whole area, but maybe everything else, like Priority Pass probably covers all of these types of countries and whatnot. So I thought that's fairly interesting as well. Sunmaster says, love lounges, to be honest. Saved my A today. Typing this from a lounge, lol. Hell yeah, man. You gotta love those lounges. Absolutely. Absolutely gotta love those lounges. Filmo says less lounge access equals sadness. Yeah, and I was actually maybe I shouldn't spoil it, but I was talking to Calvi. I was talking to Calvi earlier today because we were talking about this for a moment. And he's like, most people don't even realize that the priority passes on certain premium cards, like if we're talking the VentureX versus the AMX Platinum card. He says some priority passes are way more, I guess, plentiful in what they actually allow versus some other cards. So he said there were some areas like some minute suites. I think he was in New Orleans or some other state, and he said because he had the Venture X, he wasn't able to get into some of the minute suites or some of those types of lounges in the Priority Pass network just because it's the Venture X Priority Pass network, meaning you get less access than when he had the Platinum card and he did have access to that. So he's, obviously he's got more info on that. He's going to make a whole video on it, I'm sure at some point. So I just thought that was interesting. So it's like, maybe like how they say, where did they say it? I think they said it right here. Interesting, like literally in the policy. It's so funny, the damage control. I mean, it's smart. If I was Capital One, that's exactly how I would word it too. Like, listen, VentureX and VentureX Business Cardinal is no longer having access to Plaza Premium, but don't panic. Most of those lounges can now be accessed through your Priority Pass membership. So it's like, who really, no harm, no foul, right? Well, a little bit of a foul, but you hate to mention anything, ever, but at least having a little bit of media control here, I think, is good. So I thought that was funny that they literally worded it right there. I saw somebody say something earlier. Hey, a Roger all over the place. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Someone was at a somebody was at a lounge. I just missed it. Somebody's at a Sapphire lounge right now. Isn't somebody in a Sapphire lounge? Who did I just see? I don't know. We'll have to keep moving. But Xavier says, "Same man. 2 weeks ago, I had a late flight home out of Denver. Capital One Lounge came in clutch with the shower and free drinks. Heck yeah, man! I can't wait. One day, I'm really hoping to. I'm really hoping to. Probably actually at some point soon. And I'm noticing that a lot of the places that I want to fly to, a lot of them want me to connect. Through IAD and Washington D.C. and that'll allow me to finally use the AU Venture X. But I don't know. I guess thinking through it, if part of this why I wanted to go live with it is just getting your guys' thoughts on certain things. I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, I don't know. I was talking to Calby and he was like, yeah, I saw this coming. Like, he's like, I feel every single time there's a bit of a lounge being taken away, like we saw earlier, the Spark Miles and the Venture cards no longer having access to Plaza Premium and the Capital One Lounge, at least for free. He's wondering, like, I wonder if there's going to be ever a time that my AU on the on the Venture X is like right now I can bring me and a guest in for free to Capital One lounges, all the other lounges on the that the Venture X has, so Plaza Premium for now and whatever. But he's like, what if there's a time where they actually remove that for the AUs, and then now they're going to charge me $65, something like that to get in. So it's just pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I would like to hear some people's takes on, I got to get some real hardcore Venture X people in here. I still want, there was one guy who ever almost sold it to me, and that was Mr. Eric Gao. And he almost sold it to me, but I still am not sold. I'm still not fully sold. I get it, but I'm just not fully there yet. Magnus Clausen says, 10 visit global Plaza Premium pass is $379. Oh, damn. Isn't it funny that all like the lounge access for a lot of these different programs are very similar to that of the annual fees on the cards themselves? Like, is it just a coincidence, or is there something to that? Like, okay, $20 less and you get 10 visits to Global Plaza Premium. $20 more, you get a Venture X, something like that. If you want to get a year, what is it, like a yearly membership towards Delta Sky Clubs, it's $695, which is literally the price of an AMX Platinum card. So it's like, it's pretty interesting how they get fairly similar. Closest says 2 visits Global Pass is $99. You get 5 for 199. Interesting. Interesting. Kevin, what's going on, Kevin? At least Capital One have some contact. Yeah, I mean, at least they don't just kind of like Amex, right? At least you have some information of what's to come. Amex just drops, what do they say? Post and ghost. They just drop it and they run away, and let the market freak out over everything. At least we always have at least a year, a few months head start or heads up on what the hell is going to happen with Capital One. It's funny. That's funny. I gotta slow down a little bit. My words aren't coming out perfectly. I gotta, it's late right now. I'm just trying to hang out. I always try to get too crazy. I'm just trying to hang out right now. Xavier says that's the only Capital One lounge I haven't been to in IAD. Interesting. Ian, what's going on, Ian? I could go for a lounge shower right now. I'm beat. So, Ian, what's the deal with like a lounge shower versus just your home shower? I mean, unless you're just not home, or you're out and about. But what do you think a lounge shower? Would you rather live in a lounge than like your own home? I'd love to know. That says, what would be useful for the VentureX? Building 10 more lounges and landings. Yes, I did see you mention that in the Discord. It would be cool. It would be cool. I mean, it seems as if that is a hard task because I remember Chase announcing 2 or 3 of them last year, and I know they're starting to come around, but it seems like a pretty hard task for some of these companies. It's actually fairly interesting. King Sam, what's going on? I believe they should limit it to 1 free authorized user. The multiple AU hack is why we have crowding. Yeah, see, that's interesting. Yeah. Oh man, I almost feel like if that were to happen, like this is why like this news. That's why we title it "Small Nerf." It's a live stream. It's nothing crazy. If this change was like no more no more free authorized users or or something like that, oh my god, everybody, I think everybody will be up in arms. I think I think it would be very hard to justify for a lot of people because I mean every single person that I talk to with the VentureX, like one of their main selling points is that they have a family and they need to get them into the lounges. And you get 4 free ones, free authorized users with the VentureX. That's how I'm Calby's. I'm one of his. Because I'm more important than his parents. Actually, even his parents don't even have AUs. I'm one of them. I'm probably I don't know. I'm not even sure. He might actually have his parents on there, but he would kick. He would probably kick his mother out so I can have an AU. I would hope. If he's an actual friend. But I feel like if that actually happened, oh my god, the videos that would be put out. I mean, screw it. I would be recording right now. It's like, oh my god, what's happening right now? And of course, it's not all to spread FUD. I just like to have fun with it. I like to see what the hell's going on, what people's reactions are. Noah says makes the card seem like a better deal by comparison. Filmo says we are a two Venture X household, and I'm not sold on it either. Oh my god, I'm not sold on it either. No. Oh Lord. Texas says, who has been to a Plaza Premium Lounge? I have not. Yeah. A few folks. A few folks I've heard and enjoy them. But I think it's just like it's that I think some time has to pass for people to feel maybe less attacked. Like I don't know. I kind of related a little bit to the stock market over the last couple of years. Like every day, there's some news coming out that's dropping the market, few percent here and there. Like how is there always something happening? And it just feels like that with the VentureX at times. But still a lot of people love the cards, and it's not really the biggest deal in the world, as some people pointed out. Xavier says, I will never get rid of my VentureX. They would have to make it a 1X card for me to consider canceling it. Just get rid of the travel credit, get rid of the 2X on everything, and then we'll think about it. Professional says, so no more Plaza Premium or limited Plaza Premium visits annually. The answer is, as Matt Clausen says, as of March 1st, VentureX and the VentureX business lose access to all Plaza Premium lounges. But they mentioned that the priority pass coupled with the VentureX will cover most of those anyway. Tito, what's going on, man? It's been a while. Tito. Tito's Financial Corner. Well, it's just credit cards now, but come on, get crazy. No, I'm not trying to be too crazy. I always get too crazy, and I'm not trying to always be crazy. I'm trying to just have fun. Trying to have fun with it. I don't want Capital One credit card because they pull all 3 bureaus. Yeah, man. That's what friggin' that's what hurt me in my stupid buying that stupid house. It's like, wait a second, you're buying a house and then the underwriter's like, wait a second. Three, you got three Capital One person, like, because they have no idea when you do the hard pulls and the bank looks at those hard pulls, they're like, is this a credit card? Is this a home loan? Is this a car loan? Is this a personal loan? Like, what'd you get? And there's three of them. You have some explaining to do. So Capital One, does that. Matt says, this wasn't worth the video for me. Yeah, man, you should have went live with it. You always gonna have fun with the live and gets people's opinions. King Sam says, I mean, bring your player too. Everyone else can kick rocks. Ian says, okay, so this is why he loves lounges versus staying at home. Comes with free booze and drinks, and it's also usually a lot nicer. Plus, I clean up. If they took dogs, I'd move in. Oh, so you're a dog. Oh, you're a dog guy, Ian. You can see the dog right there in the picture. Very nice. Very true. Very true. Yeah, one of these days we'll have to go live from a lounge shower. I mean, Anyway, no, I do want to shower at a lounge one of these days, just to say I did. So one of these days. What's going on, Bridge? How do you think Capital One's acquisition of Discover will improve Capital One, if at all? Oh my God, I don't know. You're asking the wrong one here. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I remember when this all came out, it was like, oh, we're doing an acquisition. A lot of people mentioned or speculated that, okay, they're going to keep everything separated, right? Okay, all the Discover people are there, all the Capital One people are here. Maybe certain payment networks get switched around, something like that. But I don't. I wish I knew more about the intricacies of how Discover makes money as a business and how that would actually relate as a connection to Capital One. Like, I think I would love to actually learn a little bit more about that. I think did I see? Yeah, Matt Clausen actually did a video on that, just the inching closer. I think the other day, so he might have some insights on there. It's pretty interesting. Chad says, I went to a nice Plaza Premium Lounge in Rome. There you go. Oh, that must have been the one that must have been this one. Oh, this one right here. I wonder, can I click on this? What is it? Is it the Leonardo da Vinci? Oh, wow. Oh, the FCR. Right. Very nice. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Also, there's two of them here. Can I see some pictures of the one that Chad was at? Oh, wow. Look at this. Wow, that's nice, man. I like that. I like that. This actually, yeah, this looks exactly like Sky Clubs, actually. This looks very similar to a lot of Sky Clubs I've been to. Especially, like, I don't know why, just the I don't know if it's not granite up there, but it's with the charging stations looks very similar. Huh. That is a very nice one. That is a very nice one. Oh, look at that. I didn't realize 10% off walk-in rates. Interesting. Interesting. So I wonder if that's one of the ones that you're losing. I wish it was cut and dry. Like, okay, here's a full list of all the ones that were covered under Priority Pass. Here are all the ones that were not. Kevin says the lounges near me are Priority Pass or airline lounges. Yeah, man, hell yeah. LZ, hi. Have you tried any I Prefer hotel brand? Not yet, not yet. I forgot who I was. It actually might have been Calby. I talked to him too much. I think he talking about that. He might have been talking about that, but no, I'm not too familiar with them just yet, unfortunately. Just really the major brands for now. Mike, what's the points? Was popping. He says freeze that Experian before applying for Capital One. Yeah, it's a good point. Ever since Joe had that whole Joe Beretta, you guys know and love him. He had that whole thing where his like Venmo, basically the Venmo card, they like auto approved him. Someone got his information and they applied for the card under his name. Ever since he mentioned that, I'm like, yeah, I need to freeze my credit. I don't know why I don't. I just don't do it. So I really have to do that. Chad says, and anyone who has been to the Capital One Lounge at DFW has been to a lounge in the Plaza Premium Network. Interesting. There you go. There you go. So yeah, I guess that's the main thing. It's just like, is it covered under the Priority Pass or is it not? I guess we would have to go case by case, look at all the Priority Pass lounges and have another window open with Plaza and be like, hey, is this one covered? Okay, let's look. Something like that. But then again, you still it's not even necessarily clear fully that the Capital One Priority Pass, uh, what that one actually covers, and then versus like the Platinum card where it seems to be a lot more broad. King Sam says, "You mean how Capital One will screw Discover customers? You think that's how it is? I mean, I just wonder, like, I would love to know the actual demographics of the customer base because, on one side, Capital One is catering some of the higher end people. Like, right, we got the Venture X, we got some, high end business cards, we got some, lounge access and all these different things. But, we all started in the same place. I think a lot of us ended up getting Capital One secured cards, some of our first credit cards, built our way up. Quicksilver, everybody's got a Quicksilver. I mean, Chad's had a Quicksilver for 185 months now. So it's like, he's had one for a long time. So everybody's had them. Everyone's kind of started out with them. So it's like, is the demographic for Capital One like majority just people just getting into the credit game, just getting their first credit card, building things up? And that's kind of how I view Discover as well. But I just don't know. Like I would love to see a breakdown of the numbers on, who's actually like, high. I don't know. High. There probably has to be a metric on like low credit scores, uh, number of people with first credit cards. Like I would have to imagine they're collecting this data, being these kind of large companies. Noah says, I'd love to see Discover transfer to Capital One partners. Would help it complete with the Chase Freedom Flex. I'll compete with the Chase Freedom Flex better, in my opinion. So that's interesting. So you're mentioning like, some of these like, Discover cards where they have that rotating, category like the Chase Freedom Flex. You can earn 5% in a lot of different, categories throughout the year. If you can take all those points, send it over to Capital One, and then use that to transfer to partners. I mean, heck yeah. I mean, that's pretty freaking cool. I mean, it's very similar to what a lot of people are starting to talk about now with, the whole Alaska and Hawaiian merger, to where a lot of people are earning, maybe they get in some of the Hawaiian cards like I did, and or just taking some Amex points, transferring to Hawaiian, and then Hawaiian now to Alaska. So it's like if that were true, like as Noah's saying, oh yeah, and it's so crazy how things change so fast in this space, because it's like a little change like that, you can go from Discover being like barely talked about, like barely, to all of a sudden like, oh, you know what, I want, watch me apply Discover. Everybody will get a Discover card because they're like, oh, this is a good backdoor to Capital One. If whoever's like already in that Capital One ecosystem. So I just think that's always so interesting how these things change. Rodrigo says Amex Lounge failed a health inspection. Isn't that funny? Ridiculous. Let me see if I can pull it up. Centurion Lounge, Atlanta, which I was just at, a couple months ago too. Um, I think actually Ian, our residential head chef, he actually mentioned that part of their, a part of their issue here. Let me see if I can bring it up. Was that they literally did not like put their C somewhere with their level, their C and everything, and they didn't put it up in like a window or something. I think he said. So yeah, this was what Kevin's talking about. I think you guys can see. Yeah. Oh my goodness, get out of here, serious. Centurion Lounge in Atlanta Airport improves health score after failing grade. Oh wait, they improved it. Whoa, hold on. I heard they failed. Recently received a score of 83. Oh, after last week. Yeah. That's one of the funny things too. Isn't it hilarious? Like you can get a failing score and literally just like retry after I guess in this case a week. I thought it was a little bit longer, but I wonder if I press this. Will it can you give us like the actual oh, look at this. This. Anything we can see that's noteworthy here? I wonder if I could pull it up somewhere else that's better. Routine wrist type number two. They went from December 10th of 60, 69 to an 83. I wonder if I can pull this up somewhere better. I would love to actually like, read it. Let's see here. Maybe I could pull up an image. Okay, let's see. This is the original. Oh, it's on Reddit. All right, let's see here. what happened to the Centurion Lounge in Atlanta? What happened here? So it was a routine inspection. Risk type number two. Man, Ian, we gotta get you on here, man. You probably know all about this stuff. And it won't even let me actually move down from here. This is all I can see. So I wonder, let's see here. Is this, am I reading this correctly with compliance status? Cooking and reheating of foods? No. Is the answer just no, they're not doing that? Or proper cooking times? I would love to actually be able to read this. Ian, get in here. Ian, I'll send you an invite. Come on in and tell us tell us the issues here. Approved source: food received at proper temperature. No. Oh, food obtained at the approved source. Okay, I guess in. I mean, yes. Food in good condition. Required records. Parasite destruction. That's NA. Not applicable. They didn't have any records. So I don't know. It's never thought we'd be doing a health inspection, huh? I mean, I was just there. I mean, everything seemed fine. I felt okay after eating some of their food. They had some really nice rice. They had some really good boneless chicken. A bunch of other things. I mean, the one thing I'll never touch at any of these lounges, or really anywhere in the whole world, is any like vegetable bars. I have a feeling a lot of you guys probably like that, but I usually don't touch anything that's cold. I just feel like you just more risk, like anything fish related, like the sushi in that way. I don't touch anything like any cruciferous vegetables, anything that's cold, any of those vegetable bars. I just don't touch. I just feel like you just have a higher risk of having issues. Um, but that's just my superstitious in me. Capital One and Discover. Think Amex Junior. Discover is a closed loop system like Amex. So Capital One will get more in swipe fees on the Discover network. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, so I guess in that way we can maybe, if we take a little bit of a step, we can deduce that maybe it would be more advantageous to run Capital One credit cards on the Discover payment network, and thus giving more profit to Capital One. I mean, I would imagine if there's going to be an acquisition of this nature, it's got to be for at least a good reason. And he says, in time, if they don't mess up, they will be able to challenge based on being a closed loop. Keep more of the money, invest into rewards. I like it. See, that's speaking my language right there, Matt. I love that. That's interesting. I like to hear that. Anything where it's like starting to ramp up, I'm all about that. Killian says the Barclay Aviator card is doing what Hawaiian is, and that's 70K. Going to switch people over to City soon. Thoughts? Yeah, I think I made a video on it. Not that card specifically, but I put it into talking about the Hawaiian stuff as well. But yeah, I think that's another thing that a lot of people are considering doing. I could probably bring it up right here. If I bring this up here, carry the two. Yeah, I mean, he's mentioning like right now there's something going on where Citi is now taking over all of the Barclays American Airlines credit cards. So like one being, this is the most notable one people usually mention, is this card. So it's a Barclays card, and I guess the theory is come 2025, 2026, once Citi fully takes over the American Airlines credit cards from Barclays, this card will, at least in its current form, cease to exist, and it should be transitioned over to Citi, just being issued by Citi. So I guess kind of like Hawaiian, we're kind of thinking like, okay, if Hawaiian cards are going away and they're going to be merged into Alaska, might as well apply for one of these cards, considering it may not exist in the future, and it's already a card people like love to get anyway, considering it's you get 60,000 miles. And after making your first purchase, and that's it. So just much like the Hawaiian, like the Get My Hawaiian card version, where you can just make one purchase. There's no allotted amount. It's just, $1 could be 1 cent, and you get your 60,000 AA miles. And people love their AA miles, right? So I think that's what. I think you're right. I think a lot of people are really, interested in doing that as well. I think it's a good play. I mean, I'm considering as well, at the moment. However, I don't have any at the moment, any A miles, and because I have now some Hawaiian miles, well, as soon as I make the purchase on the card, and I want to kind of go through Alaska to kind of try that whole thing out. And so if I get AA miles, that's not necessarily going to benefit that transfer whatsoever. I'd actually be better off getting like some Amex card, get the bonus, transferring that to Hawaiian to Alaska, and then I'll be able to stay up, in my points. So if I got this card now, it'd be like, okay, I have 70K Hawaiian, and then now I have 60K AA, and I won't be able to necessarily use them, in tandem, unless I book like a one-way and then a one-way, somewhere else, what have you. So I think it's good thoughts. I think it's definitely good thoughts. I think it's one of those things where, yeah, you could make that play, and I think it would be fine. I think the main thing to consider is like, is it worth, like if you're a 224, 324, probably doesn't matter, but if it's putting you right at 524 and putting you over a little bit, I don't know if it's necessarily worth it. Unless you like, you already know you love your A miles, you know exactly where you're going to use it. I mean, heck yeah, go for it. King said, "Man, that would be great, but I can't trust Capital One to be customer friendly. They really can't be studied." There's no trust for Capital One, man. This is man, there's no trust in our community. But it is just our community. We have to remember, King Sam. Our community is the one that are skeptical for Capital One. I think if you talk to anybody out in the world, they just tell you Jennifer Gardner is great, and I use my Ventrex for everything. I've actually seen more, oddly enough, I've seen more Venturexes out in the wild than platinum cards, which is just a weird anecdote. But I mean, everybody I meet out in the world who just happens to have a Venturex, they usually aren't in the credit card space somehow, and they just use it for everything. It's actually kind of interesting. Kevin, what do you think about the new Alaskan Airlines premium credit card? I know a few people. I think Matt did a video on that. I thought it was interesting. I would like to actually learn more about it. If I actually look in depth with it at this current moment, I probably should. I wonder if I could just pull it up or something. But let me see here. Is it easy to find? It's so bad because I would I hear about all these things, but sometimes I just never really get into it, until it's time and someone tells me. So let's see here. Alaskan Airlines confirms details of new premium card coming next year, including on companion pass. Do they mean including A? I wonder. So let's see here. Newly announced premium card coming in 2025. Very nice, including adding flights from to Asia from a Seattle hub. Cool. And it's a beefed up version of the Alaska. Oh, it will include a beefed up version of its current Alaska companion fare benefits, which I thought is very interesting. And they're calling it a global companion award. Oh, interesting. Good on international flights. Some on partner airlines. That's pretty interesting because as far as I know, I mean, maybe Chad will know, but I don't think any other companion certificates on credit card or these airline credit cards actually allow you to book on partner airlines. Like if I have a Delta companion certificate, I couldn't book an Air France flight via my my flight certificate. So if that's so, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe there are some airlines that have it, but if so, that's actually fairly interesting. Because I guess in that case, if you're getting some partner airlines, I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, you're getting British Airways, you're getting American Airlines. I know some people love their Iberia, a few of these ones, Japan Airlines, if you can find the availability, which I find is a little impossible. I've been looking for a while. So let's see. So that's already pretty interesting. I like to hear that. Let's see here. Okay, I said customers will be able to top up the companion certificates. Yeah, I was just thinking, sounds similar to Marriott with the top up feature. Okay. Now I wonder if it's working the same way because I know the regular companion certificate on the Alaska card. Matt Welter was telling me that you basically no matter what the price of the ticket is, it'll come down to 125. So you always have to pay 125 no matter what. But you save on the total price of the ticket, something like that. Annual fee is $395, coming for the Venturex's neck, 3x per dollar spent on eligible foreign purchases. What are eligible foreign purchases? Huh. What is that? And dining, which is pretty compelling. So foreign purchases and dining. Okay. Interesting. Alaska confirmed the card will allow customers to waive the award ticket booking fee of $12.50 that Alaska applies to partner mileage award bookings. Really? It will not waive fuel surcharges, though, such as British Airways levy. Interesting. Huh. So, you get 500 just for joining the wait list. Man, I gotta join the wait list. What the heck? Let me join the wait list. Let me do it. So there's a fun opportunity in 500 miles and another 5,000 for being one of the first approved. Oh, wow. So everybody in our community is getting approved. Is there anything else? So it's okay. So this is a little bit of stuff. So again, yeah, they mentioned 3x and 4. Huh. With Alaska, they have lounge passes as well. So that's pretty cool. Auxiliary pass daily. Interesting. Sorry, we'll come back to the chat, but Kevin, you derailed me. Okay, so it seems like that's everything. I think that's interesting. Kevin says, "What is your credit card? What's in your credit card wallet for 2025?" Uh, I mean, in the most simplest of terms, Ink Unlimited, Chase Sapphire Preferred. I mean, I think that's it. I think that's all I need. I think that's all I need. My Venture X for possible travels in the future. I mean, I don't think I really. I mean, what else do I don't know. What else do I need? I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much covered my whole life at this point, as far as like everyday expenses, I should say. DG says that Rome Lounge is part of Party Pass. There's a list in the print, but I don't think I can post links here. That's okay. No, I can go on there for sure. But thank you for that, D Green. Appreciate that. That's good to know. See, look at that. We're already hearing some more of the nothing burger of the Venture X Nerf. Let me see here. Benny says, I checked my Party Pass app and saw that FCO Plaza Premium Lounge. Let's see. That's what you mentioned. So I think that would be, maybe that's like a service, not a service, like a free thing, but maybe one day we can like curate data very quickly on stuff like this. So you're like, okay, here are all the lounges, here's all these different things. Oh God, I'm really behind. Let me catch up a little bit. Coming in place all MasterCard cards with Discover. It's possible. Davos says, and what's up, Texas? Davos says, never really thought the Capital Venture X was worth it. The only true benefit is the lounge access, but other cards also have their own lounge plus priority pass access. I don't think it's worth it for me. Yeah, at least for now. I agree with you. King Sam, I worked in a fast food restaurant. Industrial cleaning happens overnight. Easy to get everything clean to perfection. Heck yeah, man. So if you see something, get them in there the next day. Immediately get them in there. Get the vacuums. Get the industrial equipment and get in there. That's funny. No, Noah's not observed. Not observed. Okay, thank you, Noah. No, you always got that good stuff. You got the good got that good info. Then he says it also looks like both DFW and MCO Plaza Premium are available to VentureX Party Pass users. Cool. So Dallas Fort Worth and Orlando. Good to know. That's very cool. Algo brought me here. Just got my VentureX this week. Let's go, Steven. Listen, and trust me, it's not a fear monger thing. Just wanted to talk about it is all. I just wanted to talk about it. Your VentureX is going to be fine. It's fine. It's okay. No worries whatsoever here. King Sam said it's overblown. AMX and Discover are a coin toss here in the Caribbean. Insert the cards for higher acceptance. Any tourist spot is 100% acceptance for obvious reason, for sure. So he's going to end up taking a bath on the Barclays back book. Interesting. Barclays kitting up this year in Cobra and buyouts. Kevin lives near Alaska and United. Cool. Space says they've had almost a decade to recover from buying the Costco book from AMX. They get nostalgic for the pain. Oh, Lord. Cannot wait to find the final number. Interesting. 3 billion. LZ says, I love City Card. Just hope they have better hotel transfers. Signed up last week. Oh, you got the Alaskan thing. What time is it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I probably should go do that. Random question. Who knows how the cancellation fees are, or who knows how the cancellation fees in policy are for Virgin Atlantic? Ian says, just canceled an award booking with them about a month ago. Full refund, but since my tax and fees were less than 50, I didn't get any cash back and didn't have to pay any fee. Huh. That's interesting. That's fairly interesting. Good to know. Not too bad. Yeah, so that's too bad on some of the Texas. Come on. I just told you, man. I said this 50,000 times. Look at the title. It's not clickbait. It's just a small nerf. That's why I said a small nerf. And nobody can disagree that's a small nerf. Everybody agrees it's a small nerf. If I said, I probably could have titled like Capital One Venture X is ruined. Capital Venture X is done for. I'm canceling my Venture X authorized user. That could have been it, but I was trying to be mindful and get some people in here. So no, it was not clickbaited. Actually, maybe it was. Who knows? But Two Spot, thank you, sir, for that, Texas. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you for the super chat and for calling me out live in the flesh. Unbelievable. Rodrigo says, Rodrigo, you're all about the new cards. Thoughts on new Chase Palm card? What are your thoughts on the new Chase Palm card? I'm horrible because, as much as I am up to date on some of these things, I just don't. Some of these I just don't. Like any of these like speculative like cards that we think are coming out, or even though I don't know if this is considered that, or like the Emerald card, what have you. I just never I just never really looked into it. But I can bring it up here. That's the power of the MacBook. So let's see here. Dr. Credit rumor. Chase Business Palm Card to launch in 2025. 150K sign up bonus plus a $700 annual fee. Oof. So you get 150K. Okay, cool. So that's pretty powerful. 15K worth to spend. It's to compete with the Business Platinum with American Express, and to be the business version of the Sapphire Reserve. Benefits include a $400 travel credit. Okay, so $100 more, $100 more than the Sapphire Reserve. Interesting there, but it's got $150 more in annual fees, so 700 total. New color scheme. That's what we need to know. Navy blue and gold, huh? Navy blue and gold. I think I like that. I think that'll look nice. Part of the Project Emerald Halo and Palm slated for 2025. Um, so is that all we have? Is that literally all the info? Doctor, let me see. Dr. Credit maybe has a little extra. No, this is just it. Shared this rumor. So slated for 2025 March rollout. I mean, if that's all, we're gonna have to get more info on it, of course. I mean, if it's only a $400 travel credit and a $700 annual fee, I mean, who cares? But obviously, it's not just gonna be that. It's got to have a little bit more to it. I mean, we'd love to know what some of these categories would be. Not really sure here. But yeah, I believe that's probably everything on it. New premium trace card coming out. Palm. Let me see. Is there a little extra on this? No, that's everything. That's funny. That's funny. And then you guys didn't see it, but I just saw in there. He's like, bro, I'm gonna be in 524 till 2027. I was like, how? Xavier, long live the VentureX. Appreciate you, man. Coming in hot with the super chat, 2-spot. Appreciate you, sir. Yeah, long live the VentureX for sure. For sure. Yeah, I will say the only thing I am excited about with having the AU is I do have access to the Capital One Premier Collection, and for those of you who don't know, that's the the hotel collection, the premium hotel collection that Capital One the VentureX offers, and it gives you like FHR benefits like $100 experience credit and daily breakfast, all these different things. So it basically seemed to be like a very similar footprint from what I looked very briefly, and I think Richie actually stayed in one for the New Orleans meetup, and he loved it and he had a great time there. So I would like to just go through the process with them too now that I have access to it. See what the deal is, see if there's any differences. But the more I really get into the game of preferred hotel programs, so like FHR, MasterCard, High Prevail, these different things, the more I find is they're all the exact same program, and the only difference is what properties are inside of the program. So like MasterCard's got 3,000, FHR's got 1,500. FHR though basically has a guaranteed $100 experience credit at those hotels. MasterCard can have some with 0, some with $25, $50, to use on the on-site restaurant spot, what have you. But it looks like VentureX is similar with the with the $100 experience credit. It seems like MasterCard, since it's using them as a traveling, is the only one that's possible to get lower end, but they make up for that by having like double the footprint of most of these places. So you can get like kind of niche hotels that also are in the program. So I thought that's interesting, but I would have to see the footprint of Venture as well. However, the only thing I will say is sometimes it's hard to go live because I think about so many different things. There's a guy, Vincent Pasquale, he comes in here. He actually did a cost breakdown of all the different, I think he did FHR, the Capital One. I don't think he did Chase Edit. I think he did MasterCard. And he found that Capital One on their Premier Hotel Collection was the most overpriced. Like a considerable margin. I believe one of the hotels he was looking at was like 950 on MasterCard, and then it was like 1150 on Capital One. I was like, whoa, so that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. So, but then in some cases, you can get much lower, or they can match the rate or something like that. So it's interesting. Terrell Muhammad, VentureX is a great card, but I will cancel on renewal if no retention offers. We have a couple of premium cards. We already have a couple of premium cards that have many overlapping benefits. So that's yeah, yeah. I wonder how many people like. I don't know. I still need to see the power of it. Like I know some people have talked about it. I know there's a whole thing on there with like, oh, the only people who don't like the Venture X are the ones who couldn't get approved. And I'm seeing the opposite. I'm sorry. The more people that I talk to who've had it for a year plus are the ones who are telling me they're canceling. They're the ones that are telling me that they don't care for it. Like I don't know. I don't know. One day I'll be able to speak personally on it. Maybe. A discreet. They're still free. I just have to show a different card to get in. Yeah, for the lounges and whatnot. Oh, Kevin says I didn't see the Instacart credit on Chase website. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those credits, man. And you know what? It's one of those credits that I believe, yeah, did fully go away. And I actually did take advantage of last year, like decent amount on my Sapphire Preferred. Uh, where oh god, what was the amount? I think it's $15 a quarter. So like a $60 a year, $15 a quarter for Instacart. So it was one I used when I first moved out and went to my apartment. I was like, got to save as much money as possible. So I was like using the Freedom Flexes $10 a quarter for Instacart. I was using the Sapphire Preferreds 15 a quarter. All that stuff adds up. And then one thing I did find is that Instacart every now and again will actually have if you sign up for their thing, they actually will sell like it almost seemed like monthly at that time, but I don't know what was going on. But they said like, oh, if you spend 100, literally will give you like 50% off, like something like that. It was literally like 50. I remember one time we took advantage of it. It was like $105, and we ended up getting it for like 65 after fees and whatnot. I was like, it's actually not bad. And then stacking that with the Sapphire Preferred's Instacart credit. Matt Clone says Instacart credit ended in July. Instacart credit card was discontinued in April. Honestly, finally. my mother-in-law has been trying to get that Instacart card for so long. It's like, come on. There's no reason. There's no reason for it, But I mean, I really wanted her to get it. I think it actually would have benefited her. I think it was actually like decent for her, but for everybody else in the game, we're not really interested. And I remember when that card released. I think it was in 2022. So that's like one of the most short-lived cards ever. Just a couple of years old. Texas, I think Colby disagrees on FHR and similar programs. How so, Texas? In which way do you mean disagrees on FHR and similar programs? And if he does, he's wrong, because Colby's just wrong. If he does this, if he disagrees with anything I say, he's wrong. So even if I agree. Turnip says, I am keeping the Venture X for the good annual fee, lounge access, easy travel portal UI, and $0 authorized user fee. Yeah, man. A lot of good benefits. A lot of good benefits for sure. For a lot of people with the Venture X. Ben says, personally, no need for an AMX Platinum as I had the Venture X, and no need for a Centurion lounge for now. Yeah. I remember, man, the summer was freaking tough. It was it was a tough time in the credit card world. It was like, trying to figure out, can we really replace the platinum card? Can we get rid of the platinum card once and for all? All the different lounges that it comes with and all the benefits and everything. Can we finally get rid of it? Obviously, I finally did, but one of those things was all the people like Jacob's Points and Profit, when I was doing podcasts with him, he kept urging. He was like, listen, the Venture X Priority Pass is enough. Like, it's literally enough when you're abroad. I mean, if you're traveling like domestically and you're going to be in Delta hubs or wherever the Centurion lounges are, yeah, I mean, sure, that can make sense if you're regularly doing that. But he's like, for him, he's like even like Sean Lane, constantly, traveling, abroad. They're just like, listen, if I just have a good priority pass, I'm good. Who cares? And that was one of my main things. It's like, okay, I mean, as long as I got this now, I'm traveling abroad, I mean, I should be fine. And we're starting to see that, like you guys mentioned earlier, with the Plaza Premium in Rome being covered under Priority Pass. So it's like, heck yeah. And even my home airport with Priority Pass alone gets me into the escape lounges, the escape lounge that's at my home airport. So it's like, no, I love that's the only lounge we have, and like it almost is worth it to have a platinum just for that lounge, because you always get like three oh god, what do you call that alcohol? Oh my god, what do you call that? It's just, it's like orange juice. It's just like it's, you get it in the morning, you get it, you get it in the morning to get drunk in the morning right before the flight. What the hell's the name? I can't think about it. I can't think. It's too late. But I get, yeah, we would get like a few of them, mimosas. Yeah, thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. Mimosas. It's so bad. Oh god, why am I here? Why am I here so late? Having fun with you guys. Yeah, we got a bunch of mimosas. So like that alone was worth, getting in there. But now that I can get access with it with just priority pass, it's like, who cares, Heck yeah. Texas says, ask Calby about Atlanta with his mom. Oh, so that was an FHR. So that Atlanta one, that was Visa. So you're saying, because I mentioned they're basically all the same. Yeah, I should have said, you're right, Texas. I should have said with a caveat of Visa. So Visa's different though. The Visa one is different because he didn't do yeah, okay. So that was the breakdown. So basically to segment it in my mind is like FHR, Chase Edit, Capital One, Premier, MasterCard, most of the time via the preferred programs like Hyatt Privé, Hilton Impresario, Virtuoso. Calby did the Visa version, which is the lowest end one. It's the lowest end one, which literally gives you like, I think most of their properties even give you like $50 credit instead of like 100, something like that. And I think they're like lower end properties, but could still give you a little bit of an enhanced experience. And Visa just always is disappointing anyway. Like their concierge is trash. Sorry to say, T Mastercard. So I'm not surprised. But you're right. You're right. They're not all the same. Visa is the only outlier I would say that I've seen so far. Yeah, I don't want to deal with them. They're trash. They seem to be they seem to be trash. Oh Lord. But good point. Good catch there. Ian says, my fees were $13. They just kept that call it a day. Auto correction. Interesting. Terrell says, the VentureX offers a 25,000 bonus for referrals. Is it really that high? 25,000? Oh, did I know that? I think I did did know that. I think I might have known that. Yeah, like 4 and you get 100K. That's crazy. But the fine print is the referred person must. That's a great point there, Terrell. But the fine print is the referred person must not have ever had any Capital One credit cards. I learned this after calling them asking where my hey, where my referrals, Capital One. So true. That's a good word to the wise for those of you guys who have Venture X's. One way they really stiff you is if the person that you're referring, like they just mentioned, I'll reiterate, if like, say you're going to refer me, and I'm like, okay, I've never had a Venture X before. Okay, cool. I used your link. I got approved. And then you start wondering, where's my 25K? Well, you're not going to get your 25K because Anthony has had a Capital One card since the dawn of time. And that in more layman's terms, 2019. It's when I got my Capital One secured card. So it's like, it's crazy though, because how, like I mentioned maybe 30 minutes ago, how many of us started out with Capital One? How many of us have gotten secured credit cards with Capital One? Quicksilver cards, all these different things. How many of us have started out? For us to make it this far in the game, to get to the point where like now I'm a Venture X person and I'm starting to get into annual fees, you will have already probably have dabbled into the Capital One ecosphere. And I wonder if that even extends to like, I think it's only cards, but then my brain goes crazy and I'm like, does that also mean like checking accounts? Does that mean any relationship with them? I'm pretty sure it's only cards, but it's like, my point is, by the time you're somebody who would get a Venture X, you would probably already have been, already exposed to Capital One in one way or another. You already have one of their credit cards. Not everyone, obviously, but a lot of us. So like, you're screwed. You can't refer it to anybody. So like, who cares? Um, I mean, and Traveling Hustler mentioned, I've had 2 friends use referrals, and I'm assuming same thing. Like you didn't get your miles. That freaking sucks. That really sucks. And that's the only card that I think does, or the only company that does that. He says, the Traveling Hatter. Did I say Hunter? Um, I've had 2 friends use Capital One referral links for cards only to get declines. Gotta get richer friends. Yeah. Gotta get friends in higher places, man. Gotta get friends in higher places. You want to know a good place where there's friends in higher places? The Venture Capital Discord link below, man. There's some heavy hitters in there. There's a lot of people looking for referrals. Make a friend in there, and you can go back and forth with one another. You never know. You never know. But no, you're right. Yeah. But see, it's what never mind, I'm not gonna go there. But it's yeah, you gotta get richer friends for sure so you can get approved. That's fine. Or just better score. You should be tracking, there probably should be some sort of a, at least for the people who really love Capital One, let's create an app that tracks your friends. And just before they go to apply for any Capital One cards without your referral, that you get a monitor, like you get pinged. You're like, listen, like friggin', my friend over here, John, he's trying to get a card, and you're gonna be out of a referral. We need to start tracking people. I think that I think that's the answer. Rodrigo says, "Are you done with Hilton hotels?" Uh, no, definitely not. Definitely not. No, Hilton's my, I mean, Hilton's my jam. I love Hilton. I love Hilton completely. Yeah, I think the main thing with Hilton was that in one way, Hilton, I almost look like, at least in our game, points and miles game. I'm not talking about the actual brand itself. Like Hilton's are great. Never really had any issues at Hilton except for one in Lexington, Kentucky. But that's a story for another day. But I look at Hilton, the ecosystem, almost like you're climbing a mountain, and it's maybe the one side of the mountain's like like not very sloped, and it's very easy to get up there. But once you get to the peak and you have great experiences and use your points, it's just a sharp drop off, because it's very easy to apply for just a no annual fee Hilton card, and then Hilton Surpass, pay 150 annual fee for the entire year for both cards, spend $4,000 or $5,000 in the first 6 months, and you immediately get, depending on when you're applying, like if you're near the summer, a couple free night certificates, and on the order of around 200 plus thousand Hilton Honors points. And with that, you can have some, like one really grand vacation. You can have a few grand vacations, especially if you're between you and your spouse, something like that. You can double up on all of that plus referrals. Like it's very easy to earn your first bounce of a large sum of Hilton points, especially if you go Aspire as well. Go really hard with them. But then once you are done and you use all of your Hilton points, like I did, and I got bankrupted last summer, how else do you earn Hilton points? I mean, if you're somebody that's like constantly chasing welcome offers, which I kind of am, you'd have to put a ton of spend on your actual Hilton cards, which a lot of people do, and I agree with that. But it's like, if you're somebody who's not spending that much naturally, normally, on just a bunch of other things, then there's like no other opportunity for you to earn Hilton points, at least in a large sum, unless you're a crazy person and you literally are like getting all these Amex points and just like, I don't care, I'm waiting for the boost to get up to 2.6, 1 to 2.6. So transfer like 100,000 Amex points for 260,000 Hilton points. I don't know anybody who's really transferred Amex points to Hilton, but I guess that's like one of the other ways that you would do it. So, and I see Platinum OG says you buy the Hilton points. I mean, yeah, but I just don't want to spend it. Like I'd rather earn it on a card, you know. Like I get you can just buy the points, but I'm just like, but at least for me this year when I went bankrupted on my Hilton points, I'm like, yeah, I could buy a bunch of Hilton points and get a few 100,000, but then I'm spending a few grand, and that few grand could have been fueled towards getting me a welcome offer on the Ink Unlimited, to which that money could have spent towards like a welcome offer to where I was using just regular spend for it. So it's like I didn't have to go out of my way for that. Buying the points is like I'm spending the money directly for the points, and now they're sitting in an account. So it's not like it was regular organic spend. I get you can, I guess, theoretically buy the points and hit the welcome offer as well. But I just love the idea of like, okay, I have so much rent to spend, or now mortgage or something like that. I would love to just put all of that, like all the rent spend, on a credit card, stuff I'm going to do anyway, not take that 1,500 to buy points with it. But Platinum OG disagrees. He says, while you're doing the intro bonus, but then you're technically spending more money. In my mind, you're technically spending more money for a person like me who wants to just keep opening new cards. Then you have to, then you have to actually, you have to spend money to buy the points, and you're getting the point, obviously you're getting points back for that return for future travels. But as somebody who's not like gearing up to go to a Hilton hotel, I'd rather just build up a currency with spend that I would be, putting on, money on anyway. And Planet says that's what I did, was working on a sub when I bought the points. See, that's, I think last year when I was considering more of the Hilton Aspire, I was like, I would probably consider, like, if I knew I was gonna have some good Hilton stays coming up, like, there's a certain aspirational Hilton stays, I'm like, yeah, I would get the Aspire, spend the 4 or 5K minimum spend requirement all on points, get a few 100,000 Hilton points with a double bonus, and then, also get the, what is it, up to 175 now, 175,000 on the Aspire, get a free night certificate, you know, that's pretty cool. That's great. I mean, that right off the bat, 500,000 Hilton points or more, you can definitely, get some great vacations with that. And he says, I feel you. I bought because I had a specific redemption in mind, and that's how I feel. Like, if I had a specific redemption, oh yeah, I could see buying the points. I could even do you one better. I could see me even in, well, I guess that, yeah. I wonder, would that be better? Yeah, that would be better, right? Yeah, I could see a world where it's like, if I had 100,000 Amex points and I still had my Charles Schwab card, it would I think it would make more sense to cash out my 100,000 membership reward points via Schwab at 1.1, take $1,100 in cash, and buy my Hilton points whenever the double bonus is happening, instead of just transferring it to Hilton where it's just like a, what is that, a 30% increase, something like that. Like, I'd rather a doubling, from buying the points versus transferring. I think that would actually be the much smarter way to do it. Um, but no, yeah, I hear you. I hear you for sure. Michael says, so if you ran your ink train on the Hilton business, you've ended up with like 300K Hilton points. Yeah, so I guess if I was able to get a bunch of Hilton business cards, like, what is the welcome offer on the Hilton business at the moment? Hilton business. This is actually a good thought experiment. Let's go through this. Let's go through. Wow, I've never seen the website like this before. what, I've never seen. Why is it? Looks. I've never seen this guy before. Who is this guy? What? Who is this guy? Anyway, that's the CEO of AMX guy. So this is the Hilton Honors Business Card. So right now they're offering 75K Hilton Honors points for $8,000 in spend in the first 6 months. So pretty easy to hit the welcome offer on that. Let's just say for this thought experiment, we're not talking about any credits that we're getting with this whatsoever. And let's just say I was able to get a median of 150,000 Hilton Honors points for every single welcome offer. Excuse me. And let's also say that I don't get pop-up jailed whatsoever, and I'm able to just keep getting them. So, like, for 8,000 worth of spend, it's a little bit more. It's a good 30% more than what I was spending on the ink cards. So I guess in this case, I would say if I got 6 inks, maybe I would only get four Hilton business cards, call it something like that. So 4 times 150. Yeah, I mean, I would end up with 600,000 Hilton Honors points versus, I guess if we really think about just the cards themselves, it was probably like, what, 90K, 90K. I think, oh yeah, I just did the math on it, right? I think I got like 500,000, basically 500,000. So I guess it would be the difference between 500,000 Chase Old Reward points and 600,000 Hilton points. There's an argument that does state some people would have maybe a better experience with the Hilton points, but for me, all day, I would rather take the 500 Ultimate Rewards points. Although I will say a little bit of a disservice to the Hilton card because I didn't add in multipliers. So I mean, call it 600 and 600 a piece, or no, call it like, I don't know, 650 for Hilton, and call it 500 for Chase UR. I mean, 500,000 UR or transfer it to Hyatt, I would get way more Hyatt stays for 500K versus 650 Hilton. Unfortunately, as much as I love Hilton, Hyatt points are just more. They go further. They go a lot further in travel that I found. Like I literally I uploaded a video tonight where I actually, like, I kept forgetting all the different Hyatt hotels that I stayed in this year. I think it was like 20, I think it was like 15 or 20 nights in Hyatt hotels between like 6 different ones, and I think I only ended up spending like 150,000, and I barely felt a dent. Like, it's crazy. Like, those were so many good vacations, and I only spent like 150K. Meanwhile, with Hilton, I mean, I've bankrupted myself on like 1 to 2 trips, really. In St. Augustine last year, I stayed at the Hilton right on the water in St. Augustine. That was like That was 80, I think it was 80,000 a night. Like it's insane. Like that's really insane. That's double than like the highest level Hyatt, like a category 8 Hyatt every single night, like 45K a night. Like that's crazy. So like I agree. I love my Hiltons, but I don't think they're going as far. But I also do agree if the ink card if the ink train does run out, yeah, I mean I could see jumping into the Hilton business train. We'll have to get a name for that. The Hilton. I mean, could it just be a Hilton train? I feel like there's probably a play on words somewhere. Probably somewhere. Wait, I did see Dugras in here. I wanted to go back to him because he mentioned, yeah, Dugras, what's going on, man? I'm that crazy person. Amex to Hilton at 1 to 2.6. Hey, Dugras, listen, have you ever considered what my scenario earlier where you cash out in a certain way and use that to buy the Hilton points, at a double of rate? Like, I mean, if you have some Chase, I mean, even Chase points, you could do this very well. I mean, say you have 100,000 Chase reward points, theoretically, if you have a Hilton stay you want to do, just cash them out at 1 cent per point, get $1,000 in cash, buy or wait for a double promo for Hilton. So like, they double everything you buy. You can buy a Hilton, 100,000, they double it to 200,000. So spend 1,000 on that and get double promotion versus the transferring it. Hey, it might be interesting. Might be something to think about. A different way to do it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's right. Matt Clinton said Hilton business 5x per dollar up to 100K. Yeah, so 5x for every dollar. So you'd imagine something like, call it $20,000 and spend, like, conservatively. It would be an extra 100,000 points. It's not bad. That's really not bad. I could definitely see that. Hmm. 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 Not too bad. And Platinum OG says, I just bought 440,000 points for $2,200. Like, damn. Damn. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, and if you have a Schwab, that's just 200,000 Amex points, That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Not too bad. Um yeah, interesting. Amex rules, even with all the high annual fee. Let's go, Terrell. Let me see. Yo, potato. Yo, fellow credit card degens. Yeah, man. It's the degen kind of night. What time is it? Almost midnight here in East Coast. So Miss Potato's here. Now we know it's a good night. I booked Hilton Bentley for 95,000 for one night because it was closer to a 1-to-1 value. Interesting. Hilton Bentley. What is Hilton Bentley? I never heard of this. Hilton Bentley. Oh, is this in Miami? I mean, not trying to dox you or anything, but is is, is this the one we're talking about? Is this actually going to show the correct one? No. What's the deal with the Hilton Bentley? You never know, man. I might have to make it out to Miami one of these days. Might be worth noting. Let's see. Yeah, is this it? This isn't Hilton. No, this is just Bentley. Where did it go? I mean, this is it here, but can I just go on the website somewhere? Let's see here. Let's see what we got. Okay, I like that view. 101 Ocean Drive. Not too bad. Got some decent prices here. Let's see what kind of points we got here. Let's see points. 110. Oh, 110,000. Oh my god. Oh, that's right at that pretty close to after taxes and fees, that 0.5, cent per point evaluation right there. Oof. Oh dang. Yeah. Yeah. It's standard, right? It's standard. For sure. Hotel details. Let's get some pictures here. Yeah, man, for 95K, you got a bit of a steal, depending when you're going. Not too bad. Looks nice. Looks nice. I'm with you there. That's fine. Let's see. Yeah. QWERTY. Remember that game? Was there a QWERTY game where it's like a runner and you press Q You press QWERTY to get him to run QWERTY. No, the Nerf was just in the thumbnail, just a Plaza Premium on the Venture X is being taken away March. Oh God, is it March 1st? No, I'm missing everything up. It's March 1st, yes. And so not like the biggest. Oh, that's Quap. That's right, Mr. Potato. That's Quap. Never mind, not. I thought they had the same name. That's Quap. You know, you get the references, Potato. You get the references. You know, that's funny. But yeah, that's the Plaza Premium. Just the Plaza Premium on the Ventrex, which some people say is a Nerf, some people say it's not. You know, who really knows? I just wanted to talk about it. Oh, that's it. Turtle said that's it. It's funny. Whoa. What happened, Platinum OG? Can we use hotels I booked in South Africa? I think, can we use the hotels? Yes, Dugras, I know that. You should have seen my hand going over here. Wait, are you saying do you want me to look that up? Can we use the hotels I booked in South Africa? I think it was 1.7 cent per point. Oh, you're saying, yeah, we could look that up too. Let's see this. The Sellers Hohenort. All right, let's try it out. Let's see here. Let's type it in. Sellers Hohenort. Oh wow, Dugras, this might be your type of place. Dugras, this is you. You got to go to Cape Town, man. I can see you there. Hold on, let's see. Can we get to? Well, what is this? What kind of hotel is this? Is this a part of a brand, or is this just? Oh, wait a second. Romantic hotel. Did we just get to that part of the night? Did we hit midnight? We hit midnight. That's why. That's why the debauchery is starting. So is this a romantic hotel? What are we getting into here? Let's see. Okay, so this is the Sellers Hohenort in Cape Town, South Africa. Let's go, baby. Let's see. So let's see some experiences. Let's see what the concierge says is the top 10. Okay. We got some Wagyu here. Interesting. Zip lining in Constantia, water bike around False Bay, Robin Island, fresh wellness spa. What happened? Get out of here. You're giving me an ad for your own thing while I'm on your website. Wow, look at that. Look at that bridge. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. They got the spa. What about dining? Let's see what we got here. I want to know where's the romance though? Like, there must be a romance package. I just saw it. Let me see if I can go back to it. 5-star romantic hotel. How is it romantic? I mean, I can see how it could be, but usually these ones have, you sit in a wine glass or something. A wine glass hot tub. Okay. Oh, wow. This is very nice. Daily continental breakfast, $2.95 ZAR per person. Interesting. Wow, look at this. Wow, this is very nice. This is very romantic. I mean, this is like where stories start, like movies start. You start. I could see like, wow, we finally made it with this picture right here, and then you come run in and you see all these different things. Like, wow, but then tragedy is going to strike at some point. Something's over these mountains, or like, I don't know, maybe a dragon comes in, burns all the crops. This is like a story, storybook kind of place. This is like where you go to get married. Is that what you're planning? You planning to get married here? I'm getting too into this. Wait. Oh, it's not Dugras. He brings his kids. Miss Dugras and I were just talking this week. If a hotel is too fancy, we feel out of place. Oh, come on, Dugras. Let's have some more kids. I mean, not me and you. I just mean. It's small luxury hotels. Oh, really? Really? You could book this with Hilton Point. Small luxury hotels. Didn't know that. That's cool. See, this is bookable with Hilton Points. I like it. I like that a lot. Yeah, this is a cool. So let me ask you, Platinum G, how you getting there? How's what airlines you taking? Um, how are you getting there really? This is interesting. So I wonder, can you book these with points to get the full breakfast? Because it was something like 295 ZAR. Let's see, 295 ZAR to USD. South African rand is $16. $16 for breakfast per person. That's so cheap. Wow. Wow. Excuse me. Rodriguez says, "What cent per point value you get on average with Hyatt?" For the most part, if I really took an average of it all, I could probably reasonably say it would be like skewing towards like 2.4, 2.3. I mean, it might be 2.5, but I feel like some I've done because I look in retrospect. Like I don't really look at it too much when I'm actually booking something. I see a hotel that I think will look cool. I'll just book that for the most part, and as long as it has like good reviews. If not, I'll switch to another one. My main thing is like safety. So I'll just book the one that has the most. But then in hindsight, I'll look and be like, what's the cent per point? And I notice like the average, like I've gotten fours and I've gotten, I mean, I guess two would be the lowest. So I would say probably conservatively 2.5, honestly, between all of them, I would say. Um, so yeah, that's a good point for sure. It's not too cross. It's funny. Nothing much, Valley. Just just a small little thing with Plaza Premium going away. Platinum G says, so 400K for 5 nights. If this Hilton is $650 per night. Oh, so interesting. Okay, so it's 400K for 5 nights. And actually, if you can educate me, I never really looked into it. I would imagine it's the same, but do you get the fifth night free with SLH through Hilton? That's that's actually what I would like to know. If so, that definitely does skew the math there. If you're getting fifth night free, but at least in that case, if we're just doing if we want the actual calculator math, let's see here. If we want to do 650, what would you say? You said 650 a night, right? Yeah, 650 per night. Multiply that by 5 times 100. Divide that by, what'd you say, 400,000? And you get 0.8. So if all things are equal, it's 400K, 650 per night. I guess it doesn't even matter really factoring in fifth night in that case. You'll come out with a cent per point of 0.81, which is higher than your average Hilton user for sure. That's pretty decent out there, especially if you're getting the one with complimentary breakfast. I can work into it a little bit. It's too bad SLH doesn't have like some of those dining credits too, though. That'd be pretty cool. Terrell says viewers are increasing every few minutes. Anthony, this is going to be a long night. Great life. Is it really? I feel like I'm just saying random, whatever. If it's hopefully it is enjoyable for you guys. That's all. Just these late night ones, I tend to be a little more ridiculous and just try to be a little more laid back. I don't know if it's worthwhile, if it's worth your guys' time. Mr. Potato, are there any hotel/airline credit cards worth putting all your spend on instead of earning Chase, AMX, Capital One, etc.? At this point where I'm at, I don't think so right now. I mean, the only thing I can theoretically see is like Matt Clausen talked about earlier with the AMX Hilton business, where you can get 5x per dollar. That's pretty cool. I mean, essentially a 2.5% back a card on everything or more, depending how good your redemption skills are. I think that's pretty cool. Like if I couldn't choose a Chase, Amex, or Capital One, I might do something like that. Like I could see airline credit cards, but considering like all the different airlines I plan on using in this year, I just don't think it would make sense for me to like take all my spend, put it on a Delta card to try to earn Delta Silver. Um, just to get Delta Silver status and then not fly Delta at all. So for me to do that, I would really have to make sure like, Hilton's my go-to for the next year, or Delta's my go-to for the next year, or, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think there's any that would be worth at this moment. With at least with my level of spend, I don't think any of it would have any meaningful impact personally. at this stage. Yeah, that's a good question though. I think if this was last year, I probably would have told you, you know, I could see the delta. Like if this was last year, yeah, I would have been it would have been pretty cool to spend to get Delta Silver, with coupling with some of the flights that I took and everything to get silver. I think that could be worthwhile maybe. Um, okay. Qatar business, not Q Suite. Stop over in Qatar because using Alaska Miles. See, look at that, man. Alaska Miles killing it. Let's go. I can't wait to do my own. So that's fun, man. I'm really happy for you guys. You're gonna have a good time out there in that hotel. Dugraz, you have your show tomorrow morning. Dugraz, there you go. He's gonna be on. See him in the AM sharp. Dugraz will be on in about 10 hours. So for those of you guys who want to catch that, you better go to sleep now. Get some good rest. He's gonna douse you with some great wisdom in the morning. It's usually, it sounds so bad, but usually it's a little early for me. I wonder why he had a live stream at midnight. No, I would love to catch them. Dugraz has like the best lives for sure. Platinum OG says, "Don't get me wrong, I have 750 Chase Hyatt points too. I love Hyatt, just trying to justify buying Hilton points." Listen, I think you've justified it completely. So, like you mentioned here, if you buy those points at 0.5, redeem at 0.8, good deal, especially if you're working on intro bonus. So yeah, you're not only getting the double bonus on buying the points, but also a solid 30+% addition to all of your point, 40%, addition to your points. Sorry, 50 plus percentage just on the redemption itself. So that's pretty cool for sure. Mac London says Ink Unlimited chances back up to excellent for me in Credit Karma. Matt Clausen might be going for. Do you have two already, Matt? Do you have two ink cards already? Are you going for your third? Or are you getting the second one? Because one more and you're also on the you're also on the ink trade. Wink wink. And I clicked the like button too. Appreciate you, Texas. Enjoyed the show. I gotta go pack for my trip tomorrow. Well, thank you for being here. Go enjoy your trip, man. Go get that packing done. It's too late to be packing. This should have been done already. What are you doing? I'm kidding. No, have fun with that trip for sure. Matt Clausen, how do you feel about airline status? Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Crap. The Hilton Hotel is 50K points, not 100K. My bad. Oh my God. You're messing me up, man. Oh, I knew it was better. That math wasn't mathing. It's buying points for point and redeeming for 1.7. Oh, okay. So 5 nights is only 250K versus 400 plus. Oh, yeah. So that's literally, you're getting to that 1.7, 1.6, 1.7 range. Wow. Now that's a crazy redemption. See, that's perfect. And if you know you have that redemption coming up, heck yeah. If you know that's coming up, buy your points. If you don't have any, go for it. Macalon says, "Do I do a Christmas night live?" Hey man, that'd be interesting. We could all come, we'll all come on and we'll all share what we got for Christmas. We'll do a show and tell. You'll do the show and tell, and then we'll just type it in the chat. So I think that'll that'll be funny. You know what? I will see you guys again Sunday. So if you guys are here, all 80 of you who are here right now, you guys have the inside scoop. Not many people know, but I'm going to be doing another extra wallet giveaway Sunday, probably around 12 or 1 Eastern Standard Time. Not AM. I can see how that would be an issue. No, PM. It's going to be afternoon, so 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Sunday. We'll be doing an extra wallet giveaway, and then just spreading some holiday and Christmas cheer, and and we'll do that. But I guess in the meantime, what are you guys expecting for the holidays? What kind of gifts are you looking to get for Christmas or whatever? Anything special? The only thing I'm hoping for is I've really very limited upgrading of this whole YouTube thing. This microphone, this I bought 2+ years ago now. It was like $200. That was one upgrade. I got this MacBook that I'm streaming on because it makes this whole thing easier. But the only thing I'm hoping for is fixing the lighting. And you could see, like, what is this lighting? I'm hoping that there'll be some sort of a lighting setup where I can, set it up and it'll look cool. I've never got a proper lighting setup. It's always been the sun. Um, so I think that's the only other upgrade I may ever make. I still record on the phone. That's what I'm recording on right now. So what are you guys looking to get for Christmas? Qwerty says, what do you think is the best, most powerful duo or trio cards? Huh. So the question is always skewed towards the user. So if you ask me today, somebody who is trying to absolutely dominate Hyatt in the next year, then I would be dumb to use any cards at the moment other than my Sapphire Preferred and my Ink Unlimited as the nice trio. Sapphire Preferred is covering my dining at 3x. It's covering my groceries at 3x via Publix, the Chad Minutes method, where you go to Publix, pay through the online account, you get 3x for online groceries, even though you're paying in store. So like Sapphire Preferred's got dining and groceries covered. Um, and then my Ink Unlimited covers everything else, 1.5x for everything, and that's great for me because I'm earning a lot of chase points at the moment, which will all be used for Hyatt, because that's my goal. My goal is to just kill Hyatt this year, absolutely destroy it, like I did Hilton last year, or like maybe the last 6 years, I should say. So for me, it's like that's my best duo. It's like Sapphire Preferred and the Ink Unlimited. It's weird, it's obtuse, but it's what works for me right now. What I think I foresee in the future is, even though it did have a little bit of a rise, the city, the city cards, like the city trifectas people have been talking about. Notably, I think like Spencer did good videos on that and everything. I could see a world where, if everything's true and the city AA thing happens, where some people are theorizing that once that whole deal goes through with taking the Barclays cards with AA, City will now have AA as a direct transfer partner, and then I can foresee a world where the City trifecta becomes way more used, because a lot of people love their AA miles. A lot of people always talking about that. So I could see a world where City trifecta becomes the thing, the thing to do. But then again, if you talk to somebody like Eric Gao, who loves his Capital One travel portal, loves his transfer partners on Capital One, he's still loving his VentureX and his Saver One years later. So I think the most powerful one is whatever flights or hotels you're looking to work towards. For me, it's Hyatt, so it's my chase cards for now. So I think that's for everybody. Platinum OG, thumbs up for you, my brother. Appreciate you, Platinum. You're gonna really enjoy that trip. What kind of car you got down there in that profile picture? I can't fully tell what that is, but appreciate it. Terrell says discount stacking is a big deal if done right. Currently have 62,000 AMX points and rack it on next payout. Insane. So Matt, you do have an Ink Unlimited and an Ink Cash. I'll move 1,000 off the Ink Unlimited to the Cash, cancel it, and reapply for another Unlimited with a 3K limit and hold it for a year and such. Well, why are you canceling the Unlimited? Are you just being apprehensive? Because you could just keep it. Like I did. You just keep it open, unless you're worried like totally for the limit, I mean, if you're worried about the limit, you could just lower it to the lowest possible, like 1,000, or 1,100 in cash, 1,000 on the unlimited. Mexican American, what's going on, man? Credit Card Competition Act, your thoughts on it in a video? I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I would do something like that one day. I don't know. I think if bigger news came out, maybe I would do maybe even something like this, or maybe a video on it. I don't know. I wonder how that would do. I wonder if I'm even interested in it. I'm not sure. I think it could be interesting, but it would be tough. I don't know. I would have to really formulate all of my thoughts on, like, I don't know, what could happen over time, and then speculation on that, and then also like fail safes. I don't know. Might be a little gruesome for me at the moment. It's good. I mean, it's a good idea though. I think somebody will do that and do it really much better than I ever would. Xavier says, all my money went to the kids, and meaning me, right? I'm one of the kids as well. Xavier, don't forget. I mean, don't forget. You know where I live, right? So, come on. Just got water in the eye. I used to get booze. This year, I don't know. Get a little bit of Grey Goose vodka. Supercell says Venetian going to Hyatt. Yes. What do you think the category be? 1 to 8? Yeah, that's interesting. That's a good point, actually. So for those of you who do not know, we'll throw it on the screen here. So Venetian and Palazzo. Oh God. Implied joining World of Hyatt. So now you could book the Palazzo Venetian in Las Vegas, um, with with Hyatt points and everything like that. So you could stay at these couple of properties. Oh, they actually mentioned we don't know exactly when yet. So which category? That's actually a good point. Let me see. The press releases notes that World of Hyatt members and meeting planners will soon be able to earn and redeem and on Brand Explorer. Good to know. Didn't know that. That's pretty cool. You guys know Brand Explorer. Basically, every 5 unique properties you go to, you can get a free night certificate with Hyatt. So if this is going to add on to it, man, we've added so many to Hyatt in the last year. I think we're at with this one, we might be at 32 different brands, all within the World of Hyatt sphere that can be booked with points. So that's cool. That's very, very cool. Interesting. So no other news on it, but as far as the category, man, we would have to see. Let me look up. You could probably easily kind of figure it out a little bit. What are the actual cash prices for Venetian normally to stay there? Let's see if it's around now. Looks like it's probably around $150 a night. Is that what I'm seeing for this hotel? Maybe 100 to 150. So if it really depends. If they go the way of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, then then there is no category and everything like that, and it'll just be 30,000 points. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I mean, there have to be people talking to them no, we need the as cheap as possible to get more and more people here so we can start gambling. So I would imagine if it's going to have a category, if it's going to be one that actually has one, because not all of them do, um, probably less than 4, call it 2, probably category 2, 3, if we're just basing it off the cash price. I don't know, definitely less than 4 though, but it's probably just going to be its own section, like Mr. and Mrs., where there's no real category to it, I would imagine. Cordy says, is there any reason why Hyatt is so commonly mentioned with Chase? It is because the hotel is good. I don't understand how that. Yeah, I mean, look, it's one of the most cliche things, over the past couple of years. Everybody who talks about Chase talks about Hyatt in the same sentence, myself included. And I think it's for a good reason. I was somebody who was not in with it. I was not in with Hyatt. I did not see the point in it. I really didn't see the value. I didn't care about it, but it was because I never experienced it. Once I did, I was like, okay, now I understand. Now I understand. So basically, I was all Hilton for many years, and all my points. Generally, I just looked at how much vacation I can get with my points. So generally 100,000 Hilton Honors points is getting me a decent stay. I mean, a decent hotel for max 3 days, something like that. In a decent hotel, really 2 to 3 days on 100,000 Hilton Honors points. But with 100,000 Hyatt points, I mean, I could even count 3 separate vacations for 2, maybe 3 days each, probably just a little over 100,000. So 3x the amount of vacations I was able to take with the same amount of points from versus Hilton versus Hyatt. And not only that, but just Hyatt hotels, a lot of their staff. It seems to me that Hyatt, obviously it's hard when you have so many different people owning hotels and so many different brands, but so far I've stayed at a decent amount of brands, 7, maybe. Yeah, I think about 7, maybe 8 if I'm crazy, but probably 7. The staff at all of them except for one have all been pretty consistent, and the status recognition and all those different things. People are very cool. Food has always been amazing at them. The hotels are very modern, never had old broken down looking ones, and I've stayed at the cheapest Hyatts ever. So even literally there's a 30, it's 3,500 off season, 5,000 on season Hyatt that we go to whenever we're traveling. I actually don't know where. It's a couple hours from here, but we always stay there, and it's 5,000 points, but it's super nice. I got a restaurant in there. The rooms are always pretty decent sized, and it's just a regular Hyatt place. So I don't know. For me, it's it's always mentioned because, well, most people generally find it harder to, most people, I would say that the least amount of people know a lot about transfer to airlines and getting the best redemptions for that. I feel like that's the pinnacle of like, like Luke's points and miles. He talks about all that stuff. It's like the highest level of the stuff. One below that is like hotels, and more people are more familiar with that. Like, oh, I can transfer Amex to Hilton, or I could transfer Chase to Hyatt. And so I think a lot of people there's more people probably doing domestic travel than they are international. And for that reason, I think more people end up just, they find that it's good value, Chase to Hyatt, so they just transfer to Hyatt because it's super easy, and everybody talks about it. So, but I think it's for a good reason. There's a reason I'm all in Hyatt right now, honestly. Um, Mexican American says Amex Gold and Robinhood Gold, best points earner. Wow, yeah, I mean 3% on everything, and then 4x Gold on dining and groceries. That's funny. Oh, it's a Noble M400. Never actually heard of that before. That's interesting. Seems Italian, but who knows? Macaulay, if I move another 1,000 off the cutting unlimited, limit drops to 500. Oh, so you cannot actually do that then? Huh? Interesting. Yeah, Xavier, claim me as a dependent, please, for sure. Um, the Credit Card Competition Act isn't being brought up in the next Congress or any Congress like the next one. Interesting. Platinum Emoji says, I bet you it will be dynamically priced like Mr. and Miss Properties. I hope not. I hope not. I feel like I don't know. I feel like they just can't do that because of all of the Mr. and Mrs. Smiths that I looked at, all of the cent per points are around 1.5. Around 1.5. So I would say zero point 0.5 to 1 cent per point lower on average than any other Hyatt hotel. And I've looked at a lot of them because I want to stay at one and actually do a video at one of them because they're pretty cool. Like I will spend the extra points to book them because they're just unique properties. I just feel like with the way Vegas runs and the way they run everything, I just don't see how they would allow that to be such an expensive booking. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine they would allow that. Like they have to have some hand in it. There's no way they're just like, okay, put us on and that's it. I have to imagine they would say, listen, this has to be cheap enough. We need more people in our properties. This partnership's gonna, spell some people talking like we are now. I can't. I mean, I could see it, but I would hate. I'd hate that. I would absolutely hate that. Mr. Potato says if it's Cat 4, that's pretty fire. Yeah, I mean, if it's Cat 4, a lot of free night certificates would probably go there. You know, Vegas is that place, right? So, use your FHR there, use your free night certificates there, all that for sure. Um, yeah. So Mexican says Credit Card Competition Act is supposed to be a points killer. I can't imagine earning points would stop within the ecosystem of credit cards. Yeah, I know. I know. The idea is, so there's, less, payment network, or I mean, there's too few payment networks. People are getting killed. It's going, businesses are getting killed, going back to, the consumer. And now we're being upcharged like crazy on every single transaction. So if you reverse all of that, less money for the companies, uh, less overall profits, and less ability to push points out there. So there's just so much money in it. Like, anytime I see something just has that much money in it, I just can't imagine they would just let things happen like that. I just can't. I just can't imagine. I mean, things happen, but at least in my layman thought of my simpleton thought of just like they got money. Is it going to happen? Who knows? you know. It's interesting though, for sure. Supercell says, I will get my free night award next year in February, and I plan on going to Vegas in March. So I want to use that at the Venetian and stay there instead of the Rio Hotel. So that's the only thing. Like if they do go the way of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and their partnership is going to mirror Mr. and Mrs. Smith on the dynamic price chart, then you will not be able to use your free night certificate there. It won't be issued a category. So I think that's fairly interesting. Which it's freaking sucks though. So that's why I'm just like they have to make it easier. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like it makes sense to me, but for them, I can't see it. Nobles are British. Good to know. The car. Mr. Potato says if you value the Hyatt free night certificate at 15K points, then the Hyatt card earns 2x catch all and 3x dining on the first 15K in spend. Underrated if you're all in on Hyatt, helps with status too. Hmm. I have to sit and think about it for a moment. I mean, that's interesting. That's a good way to look at it. If this, then that. If at 15K, regular category 4. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I could see that. 3x dining. Yeah. But then again, it's like, yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Actually, if you're all in high too, it helps with status. Yeah. If we could be spending 100,000 a year, we can get some cool status. Um, that is a good point. Something to consider. That is something to consider. Making me think, Mr. Potato. Now you got me thinking, like, extrapolating that. Like, if I actually took all of my spend, see what the actual breakdown would end up being after factoring in free night certificate versus just like on my chase cards where, I'm just transferred to Hyatt anyway. Might as well, earn the points alone, but now I'm able to earn a free night certificate um, and some status along the way. Which in turn, if you happen to spend that much, I mean, you quite literally, if you earn a certain amount of status, you can get another free night certificate. Man, I don't know if anybody's thought about that. That's an interesting thing. Might have to bring that up with some folks. Nice, Mr. Potato. That's a good thought, I think. Tristan, did you get approved for the Venture X? No, but I was approved by being a friend of Colby NG. He got me as an authorized user. So see, now that I have this, I can talk about it now. Now that I have the AU card, I could just start making videos on it and just doing a stupid live stream talking about the Nerf. Icarus just tuned in. New nerd. Yeah, man, right here. New nerds here. Um, New Nerf. Yeah, I mean, so Icarus, you always have a very analytical thought about these things. What are your thoughts on it? Um, you always have an interesting take on things. Yeah, I think you're a little more cynical than your average person. That's just me, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe change my mind. You disagree with the cynicism. But the Venture X and the Venture X business have now lost. Well, as of March 1st, 2025. So a few months, you'll lose access to the Plaza Premium lounges. But they mention in their little release statement that most of the lounges that are being lost with Plaza Premium are included in the Priority Pass access with the card itself anyway. So that's the news. That's the small nerf. What are your thoughts on that for sure? Arno says, hey, what's up, Arno? You look like you're in a good place out there. Look at that. Look at that view. Stick with AMX, bro. You can't go wrong. That is the best. That's the best thing to say. It's just say, stick with AMX, bro. Trust me, you can't go wrong. No, look, I was with it. I was with AMX for many years. Many years since, at least in my world, many years. Since 2020. Yeah, since 2020 when I first got my AMX Gold, Green, and Platinum. And I think they're great. I think they're good cards, but I just think you have to draining my Hilton points. You have to cashing out some points, and now I'm going to use all my Amex points in this year. I just feel like Chase is in Hyatt is the way right now, at least for me personally. Um, plus the savings of annual fees personally, but you're right though. You can't go wrong. Avenger said, I just finished getting the Chase trifecta. My next credit card will be the Capital One Venture X when my yearly car insurance renewal comes up. Nice, man. Nice. Do you prepay your entire yearly your car insurance yearly? Just prepay it all? Anybody actually, I just go off on tangents. It's late now. You guys are with me. Uh, but has anybody else's car insurance went up and then went down? Mine went from like 120 a month for the Tesla, and then it went up to 150, and then just dropped down suddenly to like 115. I was like, how did I have that insane skew? So I wonder if that happened to anybody else as well. Hey, Chris, you have to change your name to Anthony Chase or Anthony FX. I mean, they just don't have that much of a ring. They just don't sound as nice as Anthony Venture, Anthony Chase, or Anthony FX. Call me AC or AA. Uh, Anthony Chase or Chase Anthony or Amex Anthony. Yeah. See, like Chase Yokoyama, he's got a good name for that. And one day I'll meet somebody named Amex. I'll befriend them. Supercell said, does the brand award stays at Hyatt reset every year? No. Once you get your your free night certificate through your first 5 unique brands, that's it for life. That's it for life on your account. So if you stayed at a Hyatt place, it's part of your first five. It doesn't matter when you get it, but is if you stayed at a Hyatt place, it does not reset. It means they know that you've stayed there that day, and it'll stay with you for the rest of your life. It'll never reset. So basically, after you stay at all 32 brands, basically the 32, that's like the max that you can get. But since it's, I guess the interesting thing now that they've added so many, now that we're at 32 individual brands, you can get it technically 6 times, because 6 times 5 unique stays is 30. And then there's this 2 left over. So like, might as well not even do it. So, so, yeah, so you can do, you can do it 6 times. So you can earn 6 free night certificates over your lifetime. But one thing I do suggest, especially, if you have a spouse who's in the game, or even if they're not in the game, like my wife, I mean, she's in the game, but not like as much as I am. Just have a Hyatt account under hers as well. So right now I'm simultaneously earning free night certificates on mine. And then anytime we stay at a property that I've already been to, we do it on her account. And then now she's getting close. I think she's at like 3 out of 5. And I'm at like 7 out of 10 at the moment. So, and I think that, I mean, I think that goes for anybody you're traveling with. I wonder if you can do it, like how, it depends how, I mean, I would imagine you can just set up a Hyatt account at any age. Like I'm thinking in my head, if you have a kid who's like 5, I mean, why can't you just sign them up for a Hyatt account and then just book the stays under him? Or do you have to be 18-year-old? Do you have to be 18 years or older to book the hotel? Yeah, I guess there's that limitation. Damn. Because I was talking to Colby the other day, and he was talking about how his 2-year-old is always put on the frequent flyer accounts where when he pays for the seat with his account, he's earning miles on his kid, his 2-year-old is earning miles on all the flights, and he's using that basically as his travel fund. So like for years, he's going to be building up till he's 18 years old, building up frequent flyer miles on whatever airline, probably United for Lonnie, for his 2-year-old. He's paying for the seat anyway. And by the time he's 18, he's going to have so many damn United miles. He's going to be able to, travel anywhere in the world. So I'm like, I wonder if there's a way to hack that a little bit with Hyatt. Like, yeah, you can probably set up the account, but how does it work with booking? Like, can I book it under like a 5-year-old's account? Like, is there a way to do that? I mean, does it even mention that you have to be 18 somewhere when you sign up for an account? Maybe there's a way. Maybe I don't know. Well, I would have to have a social, or no, I'd have to. I wonder. Maybe I should try it one day. Try to make an account for just a 5-year-old. See if I can book a hotel with them. Yeah, maybe it sounds far fetched, but it's this kind of thinking that leads to hacks, man. And you always got to find out the things, all the things that nobody's considering. Arno said, "I've been following you for so long now. Great channel. Wow, thank you, sir. I appreciate you, man. And the fact that anybody thinks I can provide any value is highly appreciative, and just to hang out with me and." At 12:30 now, Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for being here, man. Ms. Potato says, Amex is the best, but Hyatt's just too good. It really is. It really is. Oh, Harry, what's going on? Harry, you have the best names for me. Antony, now it's Barclanthony. Barclanthony. I don't think there's any like issue with changing your name on YouTube. I think you can just change it at any time with like no foul. Or maybe there's something where if you change it once or twice, then you can't for like another 30 days. But if I could just change it real quick, it would be hilarious for one day. Just change it to like Barclanthony. It's like, who the hell is this? Who the hell is this person? Or Venture Juan. Venture Juan. Barclanthony and Venture Juan. Interesting. Oh, Icarus, he came in. Wait, Icarus, did you give an insight on your thoughts on that? You said for lounges, I go with the no annual fee altitude connect with priority pass. I mean, yeah, that's giving you everything you probably need. So that's great. That's fantastic. Vendor says my car insurance company requires I pay my premium on a yearly basis. Really interesting, huh? Do you get any good deals with that? I should probably look and see if there's a prepayment deal with. I'm with State Farm. Interesting. And Super Sal says, I appreciate you answering all my questions. Thank you, bro. Yeah, anytime. This is my favorite thing in the world. Freaking going crazy with trying to get as much value as possible from some of these cards. Absolutely. So especially Hyatt, like having so much fun with them. It's cool with Hyatt. Like I always had the goal to stay at every Hilton brand they had, which is like maybe 21. I think I got to like 12 or 13, but you don't get anything for it. You just get bragging rights. It's like, who cares? But with these, at least with Hyatt, if you can hit up like at least 30 brands, getting 6 free night certificates. That's great. That's fantastic. That's like a real incentive to literally not force you, but almost force you in a way to explore different brands. And you might find ones, you really like. Like, my wife loves Thompson Hyatt. She absolutely loves Thompsons more than better than like the Waldorfs that we've been to, all that. She loves Thompsons. Um, some of the I actually, even though the staff wasn't great, I loved the destination brand that I went to in Charleston and Wild Dunes. Very interesting. You know, basically all inclusive, very cool. Super Sales says, where have you been in the States that you've had your best experience? Hotel/vacation. That's a good question. Um let's see. I guess an overall for the hotel and the vacation, where have you been in the States that you had your best experience? It's tough. It's tough. Like I always have to reference, like if it was my overall like favorite hotel experience I've ever had. I mean, hands down, it's the Waldorf in DC, just because of how insane the room they upgraded us to was 3,000 a night. The Michelin star restaurant that was there, I stayed it over and over. The way they treated us when we got there, like royalty, it was just absolute insanity. Like I can't not think about that one day that we stayed at the Waldorf there enough, because it was just so powerful. So I absolutely love that as far as hotel, but and that vacation was amazing too. I think some of the main vacations that mean the most to me was the ones with my wife. Obviously, you would hope, right? Probably. I mean, I would definitely say, actually, oddly enough, Boston. There was one time we were in Connecticut, and Connecticut's really boring. Like it's like nothing going on in Connecticut. We were staying in a weird Airbnb that had it was in like it was a small town in Connecticut with an Airbnb. We were upstairs like with a wooden door. And there was a bunch of like witch stuff. Like there's a lot of witchcraft in that town. There's like brooms, there's like were they pentagrams? There was like kind of like pentagrams everywhere, and like little dolls outside of doors to ward off evil spirits. It was like a weird place. So I said, "What the hell are we doing here? Let's just get out of here." And I realized Boston was a few hour drive, and I was like, "We have to check out of this Airbnb." But I feel like we didn't do enough. And Boston was only a couple hours from where we were. But then from there, it would have been 5 hours to get back home to Staten Island where we lived. So we said, screw it. And I drove 2 hours to Boston. And then we stayed there. We booked, I ended up going on Airbnb experiences, booking a tour. There was a guy named Ira, did a whole Freedom Trail tour where they go through Beacon Hill. They follow the actual Freedom Trail like path through the park. They went past whose house? There's somebody's house that's there. It's from like the 1600s, 1700s. I can't remember whose house was there. Man, I can't remember the actual events. I need to go back there, but there was one where there's outside of a church where they did the what was not famous, the infamous like shooting. It was like a firing squad thing in the middle of the street outside of a church. I don't know. It was a really nice path, and it was a great tour. We ate at this place called like the Green Dragon. It was like really, really good burger. It was like the best like 8 hours we ever spent in a city. It was amazing. And we even booked like a Hilton out there on like 35,000 points, something like that. It was like my first real time booking hotels with points back then. It's like 6 years ago or something like that. And I don't know, that trip was very magical, even though it was 8 hours. And then we literally had to drive 5 hours all the way back home and then work the next day. So as far as experiences, probably that one comes to mind. That's the one she usually brings up. Hotel DC Waldorf for now. Vendor says, when I got my Chase Freedom Flex, it came with the 20K UR bonus as well as the 5X year-long bonus on gas and groceries. Would I have to wait 2 years after the 5X bonus expires to get a new sign-up bonus? That's a good question, because conventional wisdom would state that it's just the 20K UR. Like, it's the time in which you got the 20K UR. So as soon as that hit your account, that's when the 2-year timer would reset. However, I have read speculation because it hasn't been long enough for people to actually like test this yet. But I have heard speculation on some of these offers on like the 5x year-long bonus or the ones where they double your cash back in the first year. Ones that I talked about a little bit last year. There was some speculation that yes, that it would wait. Some people speculate that it would be at the end of that year-long bonus. Then that would reset the timer, aka 3 years from the time you first got the original Freedom Flex. And if so, very sneaky by Chase. And I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know if we have any data points to suggest that speculation is true yet. So I would just probably go with the conventional wisdom for now with the 20K UR, but I wonder if that's something we could call Chase for. I mean, they don't know anything, but maybe it'd be worth asking or doing the email chat through the app. That's interesting. Maybe I got to consult the wise men in the Discord, see if anybody has any ideas on that. Because you're right. I mean, I have heard that, and I don't know if we have anything conclusive yet. Rodrigo says, "Does CJ still make videos?" Yeah, he's coming back soon. I was texting him yesterday. He's doing stuff in his personal life. I won't mention what he's doing, but he's doing well. He's happy. He's having a good time, and I think he has like a bunch of things written up, and he has to just record them and upload. But he said he's going to come back soon. However, he was on a live stream the other day though with Sledge and everybody. So, but yeah, CJ's coming. He's coming back. I know he was really upset when the gold card, the rose gold card, was gone from the AMX website. Let's see if it's still a thing. I sent him that and he was crying. He was absolutely crying. Let's see. Yep, it's still like that. Let me show you guys. If you type in AMX gold, there's nothing. I'm not doing any Photoshop or anything. AMX gold is gone. I mean, you could still order it, obviously, but it's gone from the main page. And the reason is they realize like it's hurting business. It's hurting our brand. Every time people go on this website, they say, "Oh, rose gold," and they immediately click off. They're gone. So that's why they decided to reload it, but with just the AMX gold, just a classic gold. It's the best gold. Don't worry about that down there. It's this is all that matters. This is classic. So he was a little upset when that happened. He was crying yesterday. I let him know, but it's fine. Hey, my life on Earth, what's going on? 4-star hotels, even some 3-star hotels in Japan will top your experience at DC World. I can't wait. See, stuff like that gets me excited. I can't wait. There's so many different ones that people have told me to book. I'm actively looking now at some possible redemptions out there. I think it'd be cool. Probably whenever I do it, I'll probably make a video of like literally redeeming it. Probably in real time. So I think that'll be fun. And then booking the hotel, I can't wait. I really can't wait. That gets me excited. Supercell says, I went to Staten Island last year. They had a pretty cool brewery there. Can't remember the name of it. Man, I haven't been there in a couple of years. The brewery, I would imagine it's probably, oh no, a brewery. We didn't actually have them there when I was last there. The only thing they had was like Miller's Ale House. That was like the only one we had there, unless they really revamped. I know they like kind of bougied it up since I've been there, but I mean, it's interesting. What's up, Vincent Pasquale? I talked about you a little bit earlier when you did the comparison on the Capital One Premier and FHR and all that for the price comparison. But okay, cool. It is now 12:48. We're getting close to 1 a.m. and I think we'll call it a night. We had a good little talk about the Venture X, a small Nerf, but not really a big deal. Who really cares? And we talked about a lot of different things. We started hotels. We looked at some airlines. Talked about a little bit of life, a little bit of Cape Town romantic hotel for Platinum OG. So I think we'll I think we had a good night. And just remember, for all you guys who are here, before we sign off, I'm going to be on Sunday, like 12 or 1 Eastern Standard Time PM. And we're gonna do another extra wallet giveaway for Christmas. So I think that'll be fun. So I hope to see you guys there. And thank you all for being here tonight. Texas Dog for the super chat, appreciate that. And then Xavier, of course, as always, for that super chat. And but no, in the meantime, appreciate all you guys. Super Sal, Vincent, Life on Earth, Rodrigo, Avengers, Her, Icarus, Who else we got here? There's so many people. Tristan, Arno, we got Mr. Potato, Matt Clausen, all you guys. Thank you all for being here and this late with me. Ridiculous. And enjoy the night. Get some sleep, even for you West Coast folks. All right. Enjoy, be safe, and I'll see you in a couple days. All right. Take care, everybody. Good night.